Come on.
Bring it on!
Bit awkward, isn't it?
Classic.
Yes! Yes. You know you don't choose to be the clever man. We want you in charge.
Love to.
Hello, my name's Jack Irish.
I was chundering out my bedroom window.
This show is all about sex.
You may start now.
I need a tissue. Catching the wonderful.
Wonderful!
What a wonderful world this would be.
Tonight on Win, go on patrol with the officers who keep our roads safe. Buckle up for an RBT double episode. Then there's Trouble in Paradise on the series final of Bangkok Airport. And on Jam, the cops are back on the case in New Tricks.
The Devonport Psychic Expo will be at the RSL this Saturday and Sunday. There'll be psychics, crystals, health, healing and shops. Come and find your future at the Psychic Expo this Saturday and Sunday at the Devonport RSL.
Right after a look ahead to the news at 6.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jo Palmer. Making local news, the political push is on to block the sale of the Van Diemen Land Company dairy on the state's northwest. A coalition of crossbenchers and a local businesswoman today campaigning against a foreign takeover by Chinese company Moonlake Investments. A well-known music and arts festival starts with a spin here in the state, also incorporating a new location. And who's the young Tasmanian talent signing on with Melbourne City?
Well, it was a mostly fine day apart from some early morning drizzle in the southeast. Fine on the islands, King got to 25, Flinders 24. A lovely day for the northwest, Burnie and Devonport 22 degrees. Launceston got to a warm 25. Fine on the east coast, St Helens got to 23, Swansea 25. In the west, 23 for Strawn. And it was very smoky in Hobart today, reaching 25 degrees. The satellite shows a high-pressure system centred to the east of Tasmania, extending a ridge over eastern and central Australia. On the water, in the north, winds up to 15 knots with little movement in the seas. In the east, northerly winds up to 25 knots with seas up to 2 metres. On the south coast, variable winds reaching 15 knots with a sunset at 8:47 p.m. And in the west, seas below 1 metre with a sunrise just after 6 o'clock. Around the state tomorrow, a mostly sunny day for King, 24. Possible drizzle in the northwest, Wynyard, Burnie and Devonport, all 22. A warm day for Launceston and 28. Mostly sunny on the east coast, St Helens 24 and Swansea 26. A smoky day in the west, Queenstown should get to 28. And hazy once again in the south, late showers and 24 for Hobart. Around the rest of the country, a mostly sunny day in Melbourne and a very hot day for Adelaide with 38 degrees. And looking ahead back home, possible showers to start the week in the northwest before clearing up on the weekend. A warm week for Launceston with temperatures reaching up to 30 degrees on Tuesday. And in Hobart, a hazy day tomorrow with a few showers throughout the week. And that's Win News for this Sunday. I'm Lucy Braden. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.
Hit music, Devonport CFM.
Dear future.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird. The bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. The bird is a winner when a bird, bird, bird. When a bird is a winner when a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner when a bird, bird, bird. When a bird. Well, everybody's heard about the bird. The bird, bird, bird.
The day's finance is coming up in 7 News, plus the rare pups ready to meet and greet at Taronga Zoo.
Improving, that's the weather word. Your weekend forecast is next.
Great to see everyone. The winds picked up today as expected, but nothing like it was along the coast. It was very, very strong there. Talking of strong, a strong wind warning has been issued for tomorrow along the coast. It should all start to ease off, though, by around this time tomorrow night. Be much better over the weekend. And a mostly dry day is forecast. 19 for Bowral, 24 on Saturday, 25, and then we get a little warmer next week.
You know you've been craving it. Movies to fall in love with. Big shows that you can't get enough of.
Having some fun.
Stories that make you feel great. And fun. Lots of fun.
Girl power.
Now we've got the fix. A new channel with the perfect mix. Channel 76 is 7 Flicks.
Can we love again? Sounds badass.
Will you marry me?
Get in there and get naked.
You're about to find out that everything has changed. Channel 76 is 7 Flicks. It all starts Sunday, Feb 28.
Hi, I'm Deborah.
Simply beautiful.
Win will simulcast in crystal clear HD.
Simply beautiful.
Win has never looked so good.
You're watching Win HD.
Australia, a brand new free-to-air TV channel is here. Fresh ideas and grand plans start here.
Wow, holy moly, the size of this.
Great food and yum yum start here. Scandal, drama,
putting your hands on my husband,
and guilty pleasures.
I will take you down.
They definitely start here. Introducing 9 Life, a brand new lifestyle channel full of free-to-air firsts. All new programs that will inspire and entertain you.
Come on!
9 Life. It's happening now on Channel 84.
And now back to the music you know and love. From the 50s, 60s and 70s. This is Oldies FM.
Tonight, freed from a Lebanese jail.
I'm just so glad to be out of there.
Channel 9 announces a review as questions emerge over the deal to release Sally Faulkner and the TV crew. The government fights back against cyber attacks and admits the weather forecaster has been targeted. It's not just Sydney with an affordability crisis, how rising rents are squeezing Wollongong too. And another royal record. The Queen turns 90, but there's no talk of her stepping down. Good evening, Juanita Phillips with ABC News. Brisbane mother Sally Faulkner and a Channel 9 crew are free after a 2-week child abduction drama in Lebanon. The Current Affairs team are tonight on their way back to Australia, but Miss Faulkner remains in Lebanon. After signing away custody rights in return for her release from jail, she's expected to visit her 2 children before leaving them behind. Middle East correspondent Matt Brown reports from Beirut.
After nearly 2 weeks behind bars, it was a short walk to freedom.
Thank you. Coming up in the news at 6, an exclusive interview with the victim of a terrifying home invasion in St Clair as the men responsible are sentenced. New details emerge about the final moments of Prince, with reports the singer suffered a drug overdose just 6 days ago. Sally Faulkner briefly reunited with her children in Lebanon as the 60 Minutes crew touched down in Sydney. Thousands line the street as the Queen celebrates her 90th birthday. Only on 9 News, the common ingredient inside every kitchen cupboard that could hold the key to preventing Alzheimer's disease. And can a returning star put the Roosters season back on track in their Anzac Day clash with the Dragons? Join me for 9 News at 6.
There's been a significant shake-up of regional television today, with the Nine Network announcing it's joining forces with Southern Cross Austereo. The landmark 5-year agreement will begin on July 1, when the current deal with Win Television comes to an end. The agreement will allow Southern Cross Austereo to broadcast Nine's free-to-air content, including 9 News. To finance and the
stuff. I just want to know, do you have an old-fashioned, old-school paper calendar at home on the wall still? Because I feel a little old-fashioned. I still work that way. Do you have everything in your phone?
I don't, actually.
Okay,
and I've just remembered I need to say hello to somebody. Hello, Rod. Hello, Rod. Hello, Rod. Thank you. I don't know. I actually live out of Outlook, so I've got 2 iPhones and everything's synced up and that sort of thing. So I plan my day through Outlook, basically.
Okay. I've still got. I do that too, but I've still got the old-fashioned. There's nothing like writing it on the wall in the kitchen. Not literally on the wall, on the calendar.
Post-it notes.
Yeah, they always fall off. Maddie James will leave them up there for so long before I get around to doing it that I forget what I've actually written on the post-it note. Do you know, I used to actually put post-it notes right next to the door, on the door frame, so I wouldn't forget to take something before I left the house. And it became, it became such a common thing. Funny. I became so used to putting the post-it notes on the door frame that I walked straight past the post-it notes. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to put them in the lift. Maddie James is available option number 1. I'm going to give you another reading.
That's so funny.
You know how you get used to stuff? Yeah. Christine, 6th of the 5th, 1960. It's really nice to see you, gorgeous Christine. A 3-month reading from Kat.
Okay. All right, Christine. Ooh. Okay. Interesting 3 months ahead for you. Okay. I feel that she's got a male energy around her, and I feel like that there's something associated with the male energy. So I believe that there's a male energy around her potential partner, but they're also showing me younger female energy as well too. So I don't know who the younger female is, but they're showing me your partner, so a male energy there, and a younger female energy. I feel like you're going to be spending time particularly with this younger female energy. This younger female energy, I get the impression that she's young.
Good afternoon, I'm Jared Coote. The University of Wollongong is the latest institution to crack down on smoking. They'll phase out smoking all tobacco products and e-cigarettes starting from the end of next month. A Nowra local has won a TAFE award for her work in the industry. 26-year-old Emily Nye won the TAFE Illawarra Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Student of the Year award. Ms Nye says she has a passion for running events and is planning to own her own events company to cover a wide range of events. She says her love of organising functions was passed down from her mother. After several delays and more than $2 million, the Candaugan Bridge in Browlee is finally open for business. The bridge enables two-way traffic with a bike lane on both sides of the road and a pedestrian path on the downstream side. Here's some rugby league news now, and the Gerringong Lions continue to lead the way in the South Coast Group 7 competition. The Lions are expected to easily account for the Milton Ulladulla Bulldogs this weekend as the Bulldogs are yet to win a game so far this season. You just never know with those rugby league gods. Let's take a look at the weather now. And on the satellite, heavy coastal rain in New South Wales, dry in the north. Central Victoria is clear, while the northwest and east are seeing rain on the national map. Showers in Brisbane today, a top of 24 degrees, 34 and fine in Darwin. Showers are expected tonight in Sydney for the State of Origin match, a top of 18 degrees. Melbourne's partly cloudy and 17 to the regional centres. And a wet day in the central west, a top of 18 in Dubbo. Overcast conditions in Wagga, a high of 17. Showers on the way for Young. A wet day in Canberra and Goulburn, 13 in Goulburn. Similar conditions expected on the south coast of the state, 17 in Wollongong. The outlook, this wet weather looks set to continue all the way through until next week, a top of 19 degrees on Saturday. I'll have more next hour.
Get ready. From July 1, all your favourite sport is coming to Win in crystal clear high definition. On the Win Network.
Bam! To get hit with something like that, every one of us just woke up.
It's gutsy, it's powerful.
I feel really happy that I was front row at your concert just now.
The Voice.
From July 1, 10 Eyewitness News First at 5 is coming to Win. Join us on Win every afternoon at 5 for our comprehensive coverage of news from here and overseas.
10 Eyewitness News, First at 5 on Win from July the 1st.
Introducing 9 Life, a brand new lifestyle channel full of free-to-air firsts.
Wow.
Start Sunday on Channel 54.
Look, excuse me, Vox FM 106.9 and you're listening to Drive with Jacob this afternoon. Yeah, still got a bit of...
Cameras ready! This thing is big! It's ABC3's big thing! It's the Big Video Challenge where you could win big! Here's how. Upload a short video clip about you and something big in your life. A big pet, a big look, big achievement, something big where you live. It's just gotta be big to you. Your clip could win you the biggest weekend of your life. A family trip to the Gold Coast with all kinds of big extras. Head to ABC3 Roar Online for all the deets. Think big, win big with ABC3's big thing.
Let us be the one.
Celebrating 60 years of television. Happy birthday, Channel 9.
And public transport. Australia's fast bowlers are searching for fitness and form as the first cricket test of the summer approaches. Erin is
I've
with
been
me
called
tonight.
worse, Pete. You're all good.
Erin's with me tonight, and after recent results, the return of our top paceman can't come soon enough.
Good evening to you, Pete. Not at all. Don't be silly. That's right.
98 million years. Now let's go to the weather forecast, and Angie's back again. Angie, good evening. The smoke haze, is it going to linger over the weekend?
Michael, good evening. Well, overnight rain will help prevent a repeat of today's very hazy start. Warm temperatures also helped to clear the worst of that smoke. Our maximum of 25 degrees allowed the particles to rise and clear. The city's minimum of 15 was also a couple of degrees up on average. Checking our suburbs, Richmond climbed to 29 degrees today, 28 at Penrith and Parramatta. Closer to the coast, a gusty northeasterly sea breeze kept temperatures down to about the mid-20s. From the satellite, a cold front is moving through our state. It has already prompted a severe storm warning for the northwest. Now, tonight and tomorrow morning, the associated rain will be much more widespread, reaching the Sydney Basin around 10 p.m, bringing falls up to 20 millimetres. If you're heading into state this weekend, there's that change hitting Canberra, rain and a cool top of 14 degrees, lighter showers for Melbourne, Hobart and Adelaide. Staying fine in Perth, though, with a sunny top of 29. Now, as that front moves through our region, strong winds will follow, so there is a warning in place for our waters. Gusts up to 30 knots are forecast. In the city, rain will develop tonight and tomorrow. Strong winds as well, 21 degrees for a maximum. That southerly change should keep a lid on temperatures across the board. Tops in the low 20s for most centres. The good news is the rain will ease throughout the afternoon. Statewide, that front will leave clear skies behind it, so mostly sunny weather further inland. On the coast, it's wet and windy, 19 degrees for Wollongong, 15 at Batemans Bay. With the wet weather, we are looking at a pollen count of low tomorrow. Now, the week ahead, fine conditions returning on Sunday, although icy winds will drop the temperature to just 18 degrees for a maximum in the city. Much warmer weather returning on Tuesday, even cracking 30 degrees on Wednesday. So certainly something to look forward to after a grey weekend ahead, Michael.
That is indeed, Angie. Thank you very much. That is 7 News for this Friday. We'll have updates for you throughout the evening. I'm Michael Usher. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.
Well, welcome back to Times Square in New York City. You are watching the US presidential election. Thousands of people, both locals and internationally, are gathering here to watch the election results. Polls will close soon in several states, and we'll bring you projected results. When they do, you will see the latest tally on our non-stop counter at the bottom of your screen. Of course, you can also send us thoughts on social media. We'd like to hear from you as well. Countdown, 42 minutes until those polls close. We'll start to see some results pretty soon after that. Laura Turner is joining us now from Trump headquarters. Laura, good evening to you, New York time. How's it all going?
Good evening to you, Carl. Well, I am right inside Trump HQ right now. We're up on the riser now, and it is really starting to feel like a Republican event now. They've got Fox News on the big screens, and many of Trump's invitees have started arriving right in front of the stage there behind me, and that is, of course, where we will see Donald Trump in, well, a few hours' time, maybe, or maybe much later tonight. And, well, we wait to see whether it's him conceding defeat or him taking home the presidency of the United States.
He looked a little bit worried this morning, a little bit concerned. Can you assess his mood, given you've been across what he's been doing for the last couple of weeks and months?
Yeah, look, I agree with you. I certainly thought the same thing, and it probably didn't help his mood when he arrived to place his vote this morning, when he was booed quite heavily in Manhattan. And that's probably very indicative of the mood here in New York City. Donald Trump is very popular in upstate New York, in the state here, in the rural areas of a lot of states across America, but in these big cities, and his home city, you know, he lives in Trump Tower, just around from where he placed his vote this morning, he's not that popular, and that is what the police were telling me when I spoke to them outside Trump Tower last night, that a lot of people in this city are very liberal and they don't particularly like Donald Trump, the candidate, so much. So certainly that would have been weighing on his mind, that he's not too welcome in terms of politics in his own city. And you're right, he did look a little worried this morning, and certainly made waves by looking over his wife's shoulder as she placed her vote. Always making controversies, Donald Trump, but still he did the showman thing and came out saying that that he is confident that he'll get across the line, and he's always said that, and I think he always will. We know he's been saying for a long time that the polls are rigged, and you know, he certainly deserves to win, so we may never hear him say that he actually lost this election.
Laura, we read that Hillary Clinton's people are writing 2 speeches for her tonight, one if she wins, one if she loses. Have you heard whether the Donald's people are writing a losing speech for him? It doesn't seem in his nature, but are they preparing?
Yeah, Laurie, that is something that we certainly have not heard, and from every Republican insider, everyone from inside his campaign that we've listened to, especially over the past couple of weeks and the last couple of days, that is something that they just will not entertain. Even being asked today, you know, will he concede defeat, they immediately pivot to say, well, that's just not going to happen. We believe that will not happen. He will not need to say those words. Donald Trump is going to win, and they are
they can't,
forthright
they can't believe the voters will say you're fired.
So. That's right. I mean, I saw a New York Times headline just yesterday, and across the front of it, emblazoned, it said "loser." Now, that is exactly those two words, "you're fired" and "loser." They are the headlines that we know that so many publications want to get out there in the next couple of days. But that's right. It certainly could be the case that they just cannot accept headlines like that.
Laura, you'd be aware of the mood inside where you are right now. You'd be aware that, and they'd be aware of the big voter turnouts, the big Latino voting turnout, and that doesn't bode well for them. What is their mood like? What are they saying to each other?
Yeah, look, I think it is a little subdued. I mean, I was at the Republican convention back in July in Cleveland, Ohio, and it was all systems go. It was partying, you know, every day on that convention floor. There was so much hype, and all of his rallies have been the same. And it is early days here. They're still setting up, and his guests have only just started arriving. But from my perspective, it does feel a little subdued, and I think that is because when you look at everything that's already being said, that Hillary now sort of has that momentum and it feels like she's going to win. So these are people, as we just said, who have long said he's going to win. So well, you've got to think that they might be starting to put their tail between their legs a little if things do go the way that people are expecting them to.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be an interesting predicament for the Republican Party if it turns out that he does better than expected, whether or not they have to change focus. I'll bring Harlan in on that. Laura, we'll talk to you very soon. Take care out there at Trump headquarters tonight. We'll see you soon. So given that, if he's close, it's a big predicament for the Republican Party, isn't it, in terms of what direction they take after that, given that a number of his own party didn't vote for him?
Well, absolutely. I mean, look, if he has big turnout, it looks like we're going to have the highest turnout in a presidential election in history, which is pretty remarkable. The last record was set in 2008. Looks like we're going to have 140 million Americans come out and vote. And if it's close, that means that he has turned out more Republican voters to support him than any other Republican candidate in history. They can't turn their back on Donald Trump 100%. They can turn their back on his personality, but not his trade policy and those types of things.
All right, well, there's also an ABC exit poll that we're just getting the results of. This is ABC America, of course, and it is, well, as the New York Post said today in its headline, "Vote for the one you dislike the least," and it seems like that is ringing true at the ballot box. 54% view Hillary Clinton unfavourably. 61% view Donald Trump unfavourably. Yeah. It's about right, isn't it?
It's a race to the bottom.
Yeah, race to the bottom, right. Yeah. 59% say Hillary Clinton is not honest and trustworthy. 65% say Trump is not honest and trustworthy. 51% say Trump's treatment of women bothers them a lot. I would have thought it was higher than that. 44% say the same about Clinton's emails. So
there's another reason it's a historic election. Yeah. These two are the two candidates with the highest negative ratings of any two major party nominees since polls began.
Well, I've never seen so much negativity, and I've done a number of elections here as well. And just to talk to people in bars, on the street, on public transport, who say, I don't even want to vote for anyone. I'm embarrassed by both. So how does that, whoever wins this, how does that manifest itself in the way this country is led from tomorrow onwards?
Well, unfortunately, if Hillary Clinton wins, she's gotten away with the email scandal, but she hasn't been cleared on the investigation of the Clinton Foundation. That investigation continues. And so she may become the president of the United States while being the subject of an FBI investigation. And so, I think that there will be charges that are brought up by Congress. The atmosphere is going to be nasty. It's going to be dramatic here in the United States. And whoever wins is going to have a lot of work ahead of them to reconcile these two parties. And I don't know if they can do it. I don't know if it's possible.
She won't get a honeymoon. The honeymoon will be a slew of hearings and investigations.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, that doesn't bode well.
And what's so amazing about this is typically when you have a really negative election, people stay home. It's a tacit form of voter suppression. When there's a lot of negativity, people stay home. Yeah. And so once again, this election cycle continues to defy all logic and everything we know about how elections work because we're having record turnout.
Okay, and that's why it's important to watch and keep watching during the course of the day. Thank you for that, Harlan. Stay with us. This is the US presidential election live on 9. Anything could happen next.